Given your current age or your age when you were learning an L2, do you feel you're too old to make much progress? Are you linguistically beyond your prime with little hope of achieving your goals? Analyze the roots of your answers to these questions. I am 26 years old now, and I don't feel I am too old to make much progress in second language learning at all. There is a concept called CPH, Critical Period Hypothesis, which claims that there is such a biological timetable for L2 learning, especially in terms of accent. However, I don't agree with this. During my critical period, I only studied English with Korean teachers and didn't develop a native-like accent. It was only after that period that I developed native accent by picking it up from foreign professors in college and studied abroad. Here are more reasons why I think adults still can learn L2 well. First of all, I can now understand cultural context better than when I was younger. Since language and culture are connected, understanding the culture of the L2 country has a crucial role in understanding their language. Now, as an adult, I have more experience with American culture, so I understand English better. For example, Americans say bless you when people sneeze, which is from their Christian culture. One time, I was in a class in California, and when I sneezed, most of the classmates told me bless you in the middle of the lecture. I was a bit confused because this would never happen in Korea. But now, since I know more of American culture, I understand why they say that. Second, understanding or knowing sentence structure of a mother language helps one understand the structure of a second language. To be specific, I got to consciously learn about Korean grammar after puberty. In college, when I was studying Korean linguistics, I was also taking English linguistics courses. I had the chance to compare Korean grammar to English grammar by taking those courses at the same time. There are some common things and different things between Korean and English. There are some common parts of speech, such as nouns and verbs, while there are prepositions in English, but not in Korean. I also realized that sentence order is different. Verbs come at the end of the sentence in Korean, while verbs come after subjects in English. Thus, I improved not only my Korean grammar, but also my English grammar. This is a good example of linguistic consideration. L1 is a facilitating factor and not just an interfering factor. Third, as a grown-up, I want to say, since adults have more experience in life, they can talk about more complicated things. This means they can have more complicated discourse and interaction. For example, they can talk about social issues, science, politics, and married life, which kids can't understand as well as adults. In addition, I believe that adults have a wider vocabulary range. Let's say we're learning a new word in L2. Because it is more likely that younger learners don't have any concept of the word. It takes more time to explain what the word means, while adults can easily translate from their first language to second language. Adopting a foreign accent could be more difficult for adults than children. However, according to neurobiological consideration, higher order language functions, such as semantic relations, are more dependent on late maturing neural circuits, which may explain the efficiency of adult learning. As we learned in the first class, since language is primarily a communication tool, I don't think the native-like accent is necessary as long as we can communicate. Therefore, I argue that the acquisition of the communicative and functional purpose of language is far more important than a perfect native accent. I think I am an example that adults can make progress in second language learning. Although I started learning English alphabets when I was 10 years old, I started to pick up a native accent after the critical period. There are enough advantages that adults have, as I mentioned above. How silly it would be if I were to say adults can't make any progress while I am writing this paper as an adult. I still enjoy learning English, and I will keep studying as I grow older. Therefore, I disagree with critical period hypothesis.